Just a little quick 320 grit sanding job just to get rid of the surface rust. Now we're going to move on to the masking and hitting it with some self-etching primer just for all the bare metal spots, and then we can move on. Hit it with a little wax and grease remover. Normally I use rubbing alcohol, but since I have some of this stuff on hand, just after all the bare metal spots, that way I don't get any more surface rust. It gets out of hand pretty quick around here. Well, here goes nothing. Just gonna hit it with some self-etching primer. Get rid of all the bare metal spots. You should be wearing your protection. Try not to spray the camera or anything like that. Just like that. Got some weird areas over here. Just gonna hit it with a light spray. Not too crazy about getting it other places. I'm gonna have to sand it all down anyway. Gonna make my way around and start hitting those bare metal spots. Definitely forgot the pressure cord, but you guys get the idea. You pretty much apply the next coat within 10 minutes, so it should be dry to the touch. So yeah, long process, and it's one step at a time, I guess. The major issue is gonna be up here. Some serious cracking going on there. I'm gonna have a lot of hard edges for the tape. It's definitely not recommended, or yeah, it's gonna make more work for you when you have to sand it nice and smooth, but that's okay. I know I already have plenty of work to do, so it's just a little extra steps here and there. All right, gonna let this coat dry and then reapply in about 10 minutes. Okay, well apparently I can apply the coats a little bit quicker, 2 minutes in between coats. I think I've already done one thick coat, so I've already screwed it up, but we're gonna add another coat right now. No. Tip just clogged, you little bastard. Forget about this spot over here. There's a light coat for you. Well, here's a quick look at what I did. Obviously, just sprayed some etching primer. These are the hard lines I'm talking about. Gonna have to smooth those out so you can't really feel a transition. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with this, or how to even do anything with it. I know obviously I need to spray over it, but I wanna find some type of like high build primer that'll fill all these cracks in, and I'll just put a layer of some, I don't know if it's high build or some type of primer, I forget the name. But it allows you to kind of sand it down once you spray it on, kind of get the smoothness that you're looking for. My rough masking job here came out pretty good. Just a process, just a long process, that's all. But in the end, like I said, it's gonna be worth it. And I'm gonna be happy again. I may just break down and have a paint job done on this bad girl. But that'll be after the second wrap, I believe. So maybe one day, someday, one day, maybe not, maybe so. We'll see. I mainly just wanted to get rid of the rust spots in the meantime, you know, while I'm prepping the car for wrap and all that. I didn't want these rust spots to get any worse than they were. So that's why I sanded them down, sanded the surface rust off to the bare metal. But now I want to address this so that doesn't progress anymore. and get you know, worse and worse and worse, and sooner or later I'll have a hole in my roof. So definitely do not want that. So I'm just trying to postpone the rust as much as I can, and doing this will in fact help you out there. Like I said, it's a big project, a lot of time, hopefully not a lot of money. But yeah, we're learning out here, definitely learning, living and learning. Always something else to learn out there. At a certain point, you learn so much that this kind of process becomes fun, and you don't really have to think about what you're doing. It just kind of comes second nature to you. But anyway, enough of that mumbo jumbo. Let's get on back to work now, boy. All right, well, I don't think there's any easy way to get rid of this stuff here without sanding it down to bare metal. For now, I'm just gonna try to expose more of this rust and get that taken care of. If it comes down to stripping the roof down to bare metal, then so be it. But I'm gonna give this 80 grit sandpaper a try on my little orbital sander from Harbor Freight. We're gonna get to going, see what it does. Hopefully it makes quick work of this, but again, this is all experimental at this point. So sit back, relax, and watch me mess up. Or watch me succeed. He who says he can and he who says he can't are usually always right. Or something like that. Here we go. Try not to die from all the dust. Got some type of vacuum system going on here. It'll suck through those holes. It'll end up in here. But, you know, you can't catch all the dust, so see what happens. Crank her up. I think there's already a little dust storm going on in here. So it's not really catching all of it, but slowly breaking it down. I'm curious to see how far I need to sand in order to get past the little cracks that are going on here. Maybe I'll just focus on one area, maybe I can break it down. Most of it you can't even feel with your fingertip, so, or your fingernail or anything. So it should be pretty shallow. It's gonna take a lot of work, as I've been saying, so we're making some progress. Keep the dust down. This little ghetto attachment here, boom, shot back for the win. We're getting through the layers, starting to see more metal here, exposing our little rust area going on. Some discoloring going on. Still gotta sand all through that. Started to break through there. Still a lot of layers to go. Gonna slap on another 80. What am I discovering here? Well, clearly I have no idea what I'm doing, but it kind of seems like, I don't know, there possibly was a patch here. Not sure why that's all discoloring like this. This spot pretty much, you know, came out pretty bare. This has some browning going on around it. I don't know if that's some type of body filler in the past that happened. Some previous carnage going on. But I'm gonna keep exposing the area, hopefully get down to bare metal, and do what we need to do with the bare metal. Slowly start to make this area look a little better. Sure is a lot of work just to put some wrap over it, but who knows, maybe one day I'll paint my car. So it's good to do all the prepping now, I guess. So we're gonna try to do it right, the best of my ability, and go from there. Just wanna take a quick peek inside my little dust catcher here. Ooh. This was very clean vacuum before. I just got done hosing it out. And you can see all the dust already starting to collect. So we are looking good there. But yeah, we're looking a little questionable up here though, I gotta say. We're gonna keep exposing all the things that were covered up over the past. Blah, 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 blah. Let's get back to it. Cutting through it little by little. It sure is taking forever to get through all the layers down to the bare metal. what am I, down to 60 grit sandpaper? Before that was 80, bumped it down to 60, and it still seems like it's taken quite a long time to break through. May just be the type of sandpaper that I have. I don't know if this is auto body grade or not. It's just something that I already had on hand, so. All right, first session is coming to an end for tonight. Just gonna clean it with some wax and grease remover. That is some type of art right there, I gotta say. Some type of mosaic painting. A little mixture of primer, maybe some Bondo, some rust, some cracks. Wow. So I really want to see just some primer cracks going on. See all these? So I was curious to see how far down that crack actually went. And this is where I got. Basically, I had to go to the metal in order to get rid of the crack. I thought maybe you can sand down the primer just enough to get rid of the crack, but turns out you have to go all the way to bare metal in order to do that. So I don't think there's any easy way to do this the correct way, I guess. Yeah, the easiest way to do it is to strip it down to bare metal and basically get everything perfect and start over with your primer. Apparently the cracking happens when you don't let the first layer or the first coat of primer cure all the way, and you go on ahead and slap on that second coat, and it allows the second coat to dry all the way, but the first coat isn't necessarily dry, so that's when you get these cracks according to the internet. So now I'm some type of expert. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to sand it all down to the middle and start over on that. Yeah, it's not gonna be fun. Continuing to work my way through the layers to the bare metal, and hopefully we'll be able to make this thing look good one day. Cross your fingers. It's pretty much like torture trying to get through these layers of paint and primer, but it just seems like some areas are a little easier to break through than others. Too much hardener in their primer mixture, but I'm also going to try a different style of sandpaper, and hopefully I can get through the layers a little easier, a little quicker, because I'm having a hard time with 60 grit sandpaper at the moment. And yeah, it's no reputable name brand that I'm using. Kosika. Just a random assortment of pads for my hook and loop style sander that I have. Basically, it's like a Velcro on one side, sticky on the other. So it's pretty simple to change out. You just stick it on and it works as Velcro. So yeah, we're struggling out here, but hopefully we can find something that will work a little better, a little quicker. Like I said, this is just some generic sandpaper, probably for wood or something. I'm probably using it completely wrong, but we're giving it a shot. Well, that's the latest on, I guess, day number 2, night number 2. Slowly working at it. Gonna get back at it tomorrow. All right, just went to Home Depot, upgraded on my sanding discs, hopefully. Got 60 grit. It's a Diablo brand, which is more reputable than some cheap Amazon brand. So we're gonna give this a shot and see if it breaks down the layers any easier, any quicker. But yeah, it's been a struggle out here trying to get through all the paint. We're gonna give this a shot. Hopefully we have better luck with this sandpaper. Okay, well, I've been sanding, still trying to expose the metal, and there is no question that there is body filler on this roof. Body filler has been used for quite a few areas, as you can see, coming from an uneducated person, but this is basically no transition right here. Goes the metal, basically right to the primer color. But this has some discoloring before the primer, and there's a big noticeable hump there. The transition is nowhere near smooth like it is over here. So there's definitely been some damage, as you can see. I mean, look at all these little holes, little damaged areas from, who knows, hail, rocks, falling rocks, I don't know. But yeah, there's definitely been some history on this car, and I am uncovering that today. In the past couple days. This is me experimenting with Bondo, and I'm realizing that I'm just gonna have to skim coat this whole thing with Bondo, because there's no way I'm gonna get this thing flat and look good by just spot treating every one of these little divots. So I've been doing extensive research, and I've come to the conclusion I'm gonna basically just stop with this part. This is all body filler as well. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is body filler. So yeah, we got a lot to cover, and I've been researching. They don't recommend putting Bondo straight over metal because the hardener has some type of property that could promote some type of moisture down below the paint and everything else. So they're saying to use some type of epoxy primer over the bare metal, and then a high build primer. Epoxy primer over the bare metal, and then a high build primer on top of that. That way you can, you know, find your low spots and sand that, because epoxy primer apparently is not sandable. So learning a lot, doing a lot of research. I don't want to give advice or anything because I'm still learning as I'm going here. So next step is to, oh man, I think I'm just trying to put wrap on it, for Christ's sakes. I'm not trying to make some type of $40,000-$60,000 paint job and bodywork episode here. I'm debating either just putting a skim coat of Bondo over everything, ignoring the internet saying that you shouldn't do that, or I'll just bite the bullet, get some epoxy primer, shoot all the bare metal. Basically this whole area would get epoxy primer, and then I will shoot some sandable filler primer on top of that, and then start to do the bodywork with the Bondo body filler, whatever you want to use. Long road ahead for this roof, unfortunately, but definitely has been a setback, but we are learning out here, and I guess that's all that matters. We're learning and we are enjoying the process. But yeah, this is definitely horrible, and if anybody has any knowledge on bodywork or any type of auto body, let me know in the comments what you guys think happened to this roof and what the best remedy is to getting this thing nice and smooth again. So I'm just doing it the DIY way, and that's the best way that I know. So anybody with actual knowledge, feel free to chime in down below and just let me know what you think, your opinion, and how screwed I am. On a scale of 1 to 10. So unfortunately, it's going to be a long road ahead as I'm starting to discover, but it's all right. We're going to be learning out here. We're going to get it fixed right. Well, the right to the best of my ability, to the best of the internet's ability. Anyways, we're going to get this roof prepped for wrap sooner or later, but it's looking like it's going to be later because of all this. Simply, this is a lot of work ahead of us, so stay tuned to see what happens in the future, and wish me luck because I'm going to need it. So, all right, guys, thanks for checking out this little episode. See you guys on the next video. So, yeah, I'm going to get going. I'm going to quit talking, and I got to get to the internet and figure this out. See you guys later. Hello?